the kitchen with Chef ChefCarlaAndrea, and today I'm gonna show you guys how to make chicken spring rolls. I'm gonna put my spin on it and show you how to get down in your kitchen. All right, so we're gonna do my favorite part and your favorite part, the mise en place. Cameraman, bring it on in. So I have some pepper, some salt, I have some cabbage, garlic, onion, garlic powder, a red bell pepper, a carrot, ground chicken, a yellow onion, a green onion, and some sriracha. Let's get into the recipe. All right, so we're gonna break down our carrot first. I took the liberty of peeling it off camera. Then I'm just going to go in and make little planks, keeping my fingers out the way of the blade and safe. All right, so now that we did that, I'm just going to cut them in half. Now, the reason why I'm not using my grater is because I don't want too fine of pieces, because the carrots will let off some water or moisture, and I don't really want all that moisture in my spring rolls. So I'm just gonna dice them up by hand in small dices. I'm going to finish dicing up my one carrot, and we'll come back when it's time to do the other vegetables. All right, so we got our carrots done. We got to work on our onion and our bell pepper. I'm gonna do that next. Cameraman reminded me I did not anchor my cutting board, as you know in the last video, where I admit that I forget, but she reminded me. That's a hell of a cameraman. All right, let me shake all these little goodies and seeds out. All I'm going to do with the red bell pepper is just make small dices like I did with the carrots, keeping it uniform. So I'm going to finish making my small dices, and we will come back when it's time to do my favorite vegetable, the onion. All right, so we got the red bell peppers are done, the carrots are done. Now we're gonna do my favorite vegetable, the onion. So I'm going to small dice the onion as well. I'm just gonna make dices in the onion. So I'm getting my little planks. Now I'm gonna get my little lines. Guess you call them lines, I don't know. Keeping my fingers out the way. All right, now we're gonna small dice it. I'm gonna finish small dicing the onion. We'll be back when it's time to saute. All right, we're back. We're gonna start sauteing up our vegetables. We got our pan on medium heat. We're gonna start sauteing up our cabbage. First thing I wanna do is get some peanut oil in the pan. I've really been digging peanut oil, especially because no one in my house has the allergies, because it has such a high smoke point and it allows me to achieve a nice color on things that I'm trying to cook. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in. The pan is hot, making a mess. All right, get this all in here. We're gonna let these cook for about 3 minutes. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of garlic. We just wanna start softening up these vegetables, but not too much. All right, try to mix everything around. So I'll let it cook for 2 minutes, then we're gonna come back with some garlic. So I'll see you guys back in 2 minutes. All right, so we got the onions, we got the bell peppers, we got the carrots in here. I'm going to add in a splash more of oil, because we're going to throw in our 2 tablespoons of garlic, and we are going to let that cook up. And we're going to let that cook for about another 60 seconds. But with garlic, we're going to keep our eye on it. We're going to move it continuously so that way it doesn't brown and burn and become bitter. So I'll be back once the garlic is finished. All right, so I added some more oil to the pan so that way we can add in our cabbage. Now, we haven't seasoned anything because I want to wait until everything is finished cooking. Then we're going to get the seasonings in there. We're going to adjust it, get the flavors right. So I just want to get everything cooked down so that way we can move on to our next steps. So we're going to let this cook for about 2 minutes, and then we'll come back. I'll see you guys in a sec. All right, cameraman, let's get on in here. So we got all the vegetables cooked down. Now we're going to start adding our seasoning. So I have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. I have 1 teaspoon of onion powder. I'm going to do a pinch of black pepper. And I'm going to do a pinch and a half of salt. Then I'm going to come over here and get a squeeze of sriracha. Now, if you don't like sriracha, you don't have to add in the sriracha. If you are a ginger person, you can always add in some fresh ginger. You can always add in some ginger powder. I'm not a ginger person, so I'm depriving my household, and we're not having ginger. But you can do that, though. So we're gonna mix this all together. Okay. Then we're gonna taste it in 1 second. Make sure everything is nice and incorporated. Now, before we get to rolling, we're gonna need to let this mixture cool down, so that way the wrappers don't get all soggy, goopy, and wet. So we're gonna put this in a bowl, let it do its thing. We're gonna cook the meat, we're gonna let it cool, then we're gonna come back and we're gonna wrap. So hold on, let's try first. Just a wee bit more salt. All right, perfect, because we still got to season our meat, but we just need a little bit more salt. So I'm gonna mix the salt up. I'm gonna get this in the bowl. We'll come back when it's time to cook the meat. All right, so I got 1 pound of meat in here. I'm going to add a 1/2 tablespoon of peanut oil, and I'm going to start breaking the meat down. And I just put a little oil in the pan because chicken breast is what we're using. You can use pork, whatever, shrimp, whatever meat you want to use. But chicken breasts, they're a little, drier, lean, not as much fat. So I wanted to have a little bit of oil so that way it kind of moves around freely. So I'm going to cook this meat for about 8 minutes, get it all nice and browned up, and then we'll come back when it's time to season. All right, so we got our ground chicken breasts broken down. So I'm going to put in just about a 1/2 pinch of black pepper. Then I'm going to put in also a 1/2 pinch of salt. All right, I'm gonna mix this all up. We're gonna let this kind of chill for a second, cool down, and then we'll come back when it's time for us to mix everything together and stuff our spring rolls. All right, we're back. I actually mixed up the cabbage vegetable mixture with the ground chicken and the green onions, and I went a little bit ahead and actually rolled majority of them while everyone was eating dinner. Cameraman was eating dinner, so I did a little work. But I'm gonna actually do a few with you guys so you can see how it is that I do it. So I just take some of the filling and I put it, clink in the bowl, put it right here. Then I just fold over this piece and I tightly pull. Then I take the outsides and I bring them in and I just roll it all the way down like so. That's it. And you just take a little bit of water, moisten it so that way it sticks. So I'm gonna do another one with you guys. Get a little bit of the filling. Put it right here. Take this piece. Then you take the sides. You bring those in. And you just roll. That's it. All right. So now that they're finished rolling, we're gonna go ahead, put them in the freezer overnight and let them all solidify and come together so that way when I fry them, they're not all mushy and soft and they don't fall apart and they keep their shape. So we're gonna freeze these overnight. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll fry them and we'll enjoy. See you guys tomorrow. We're back. The spring rolls have sat in the freezer overnight. We've rolled them all. I realized I was so filled with excitement, I did not show you guys the spring roll wrappers that I used. Actually, my buddy Lisa got me these wrappers from the Asian market. These are the best ones because they cook all the way through and they're light and crispy. So I really love the spring roll wrappers if you guys can find them in your local area. So I have my peanut oil that's been heating. It's hot, it's ready to go. I'm gonna drop some in. Sorry, cameraman. And we are just going to let these cook away. Gonna let them cook for about 12 minutes, and we'll come back when they've come out the fryer and they cooled, and it's time to get into them. See you guys back in 12 minutes. So we're finished frying them. They fried for 12 minutes. They are done. They are crispy. They are delicious looking. That's hot. That is really, really hot. Okay, it's not that hot. All right. Let's go in. This is really good. Meaty, just the right amount of vegetables. Seasoning's good. Pairs really well with a store-bought sweet and sour dipping sauce. The wrapper is completely cooked. And it's hot. This is delicious. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. Click the bell, like, share, and I'll see you guys next time.